Hello there, everyone. How's everyone doing? I know I'm doing fantastic. I know it's been a hot minute since you see this beautiful face. I've just been trying to recover from being sick, sore throats, allergy, you name it. It all came at once. But now I'm back. So now, what am I here for? What am I here to tell you that you haven't been heard before? It starts with an accent and it begins with a story that has never been told before. Yes. See, the reason why I love TV and film, the reason why I grew up loving it and immersed it is because it's compelling story. Storytelling, it's not just one part. It's an analog of multitude of different things that happened that create something, that we feel intangible to. There's a lot of things that, stories that plague our lives. Sometimes storytelling tells us ideas. Sometimes it tells us certain things about our aspects of choices that we have right in front of us. Disney he was a great storyteller. And a lot of his creations that came out from storytelling are probably the ones I just showed you right now, like the Disney Renaissance period. And storytelling, it doesn't have to be fiction. It doesn't have to be. It could just be with you. What's your story? What makes you the protagonist trying to overcome certain things? See, these are the things that I wish schools actually immerse people into. It's not that arts is important, but it is. Because it's one of those things that allows us to experience everything with our six senses. Sight, maybe taste if you're eating at a movie theater, hearing. All our senses are being tested when you watch a film, when you play a game, when you're watching a performance right in front of you, ballet, Broadway, or even seeing a sculpture or going to a fine art gallery. See, storytelling is a part of our everyday life. And I just wish the school board or the government would take more initiatives into infusing filming and arts into our everyday life, because not only will that improve how we perceive the world, but it will also make changes within ourselves to realize that we are important. Our stories are always important. And it's not the stories that we're fed through movies or television shows or books, especially my book, Star of the Ring. If you guys haven't got it already, you can purchase this on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. I am looking for people that would read this book and tell me their thoughts and write a review on both Barnes & Noble and Paramount. And but that's the thing about storytelling. Storytelling is very important. It helps you realize certain things and certain aspects of life that you didn't think were important. It gives you something to look forward to or something to really reconsider. Storytelling is like a part of an epilogue. You immerse yourself by telling us who you are on your social apps. People can get an inference exactly of what kind of person you are. And the funny thing is that before Facebook and there was MySpace. And usually MySpace allowed you to basically learn how to code. So you're able to take out certain codes and put certain codes to make your MySpace account look specifically personalized. And I feel like that's what makes storytelling important, is that it's personalized. It's identity. And most of you guys that are watching my videos, I literally talk about every single thing. But this one, as this one hit me at home, heart to heart, is storytelling. Because what is storytelling? Well, sometimes storytelling is basically someone, as it is named, it tells a tale. They're telling a tale, or retelling a tale of something that they experienced or something that they made up themselves. Isn't that something that we do every day? Where we wake up every day telling ourselves we're going to make it through, staying optimistic or being pessimistic about our way to daily duties. Or like, oh my God, I got to pay this bill. And then when we meet up with friends, we create this like fictitious lie or this fictitious lifestyle that we're living. But what is that part of? It's still part of storytelling. We're using a lot of things that we do in film. You guys do it on a regular basis. You just don't acknowledge. You just don't acknowledge it. And that's why, I'm here to tell you that life is whatever you make it. But like I said, storytelling is about telling certain things, certain aspects of things. So like, we can have a protagonist. You're the protagonist. You're the protagonist in your own story. The antagonist is anything that's against you. So what is against you right now? I want you to take a moment and realize certain things about your life. I want you to realize, I want you to do 3 columns. 1 childhood, 1 teenager, and 1 now. I don't care how old you are. If you take the time to do that, you'll realize certain things, and certain things have changed. Because when you do, because we go through periods in time that life throws a lot of things at us. Have a kid young, or get married young, or go to college, or go to, move away from family, But this is the thing about, and I'm going to talk about why I'm saying this, because, you start to read between the lines, because sometimes people believe that the world is black and white, and really, the world we live in, it is black and white, but there's a lot of gray areas. And that's why I put 3 parts. Because when you think about the things that you were a child doing things, you had such aspirations. You had no preconditions telling you that you're going to fail. No, you just saw the world of the city. You saw the world for what it was, or what you thought it was, okay? That's why child wonders. That's why they call people that are kid at heart, because they have a kid soul. Because they see the world a specific way, unlike most other people do. But that's the thing is that when you're doing storytelling, you're building something. You're building a premise. It starts when you're younger. And as you move in from here to get to teenage years, that's where the antagonist starts to really set their movements on you. Because a lot of teenagers want to grow up so fast, but they don't realize, enjoy your youth while you have it. Because when you get older and you get to college, or you become, when you're like 22, 24, I'll just say 25 to be honest, because that's when you're actually an adult to me. When you reach 25, you have a certain expectation of the world, because you experience certain things differently. But the sad thing is that storytelling is still a part of your story. Because the only way that you know that your story that you're telling your story is that if you're gone, if you're still living, you're still breathing, your story is still living on. It's making those realizations for yourself that this is the thing that people forget, and that's why it's important to do storytelling. Sit down, think about what you thought of when you were a kid or even a teenager. That's where you want to start. Wherever you felt the most inspired. And then you think about how you led to what you are now. Did you deviate? Did you change your point of view? Did you change what you wanted to do? So that's the important thing about storytelling, is understanding the journey, understanding every aspect of your life. And the thing about it is, a lot of people don't think about all the things that they did in their past because they think the past doesn't matter. But I'm sorry to tell you, when people telling your story, where do the people start your story? From the beginning. They don't start from the middle. They don't start from now. They always start from your childhood. And the reason why is because from that point forward, you start immersing yourself into experiences and life-altering events that help shape you into what you are now. But sometimes people like to forget about their past because it's detrimental, hurtful. But that's the thing. It's part of your story. We have to learn how to accept parts. We have to learn to accept everything about us. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I know this is a different type of video that I'm doing, but I figured I'd give it a shot and see what people think about it. But just letting y'all know, I'm live and breathing. But like I said, storytelling. Where do you see yourself going? And if you don't see yourself going that direction, what can you do to change that? I know it. You are a special nugget. I know you are. So you have it in your palm of your hand to make the changes, to set the parameters for yourself. There's just 3 things you got to do. You got to trust yourself, you got to believe in yourself, and you got to take the chance. I've never met so many people that have regret so much in their life because they didn't take the chance. I don't have that much regret in my life because I always took a risk, because of what I wanted to pursue was something bigger than me. And I knew it. It was in my bones, you know. And this is a testament of part of my dream. You never know where you're going to lead, where life's going to lead you. Hey, Andy. But you got to remember, it's part of your story. That's why I'm talking about storytelling. Because if you understand how storytelling works, you can apply it to your life and you can see how much you change your life. And this is why it's so important that schools need to implement certain things about filming, about arts, because everyone needs to know these skills. Not because they're going to be the greatest actor or the greatest painter. No, it's because everything connects to each other. Everything connects to us. Everything. The reason why you're depressed right now is because something happened with your childhood and your teenage years that you haven't worked things out. Of course, you get a signed copybook. No problem. See, everything connects. That's why I'm trying to tell you. I'm going to go more in depth why I talked about storytelling. But I figured I'd just give you guys a little heads up. See what's up with me. Like I said, guys, if you guys want, please check out Amazon or Barnes & Noble to get a copy of my book. It has actually won an award, and I have 4 more books that are on the way. I'm just in the process of editing some of them, and then I'll announce them when they publish them. I'm just letting you guys know, where do you see yourself going? Where do you see yourself going in your story? Everybody's story is different. Doesn't mean it's not valued. Your story values to other people that value you. Remember that. And if you guys want to look at the book, just make sure you message me if you get a copy of it. I don't mind signing it. I'm about to end my program soon. So my international program. Love you too. Deal. But sorry, it was like last second. Sorry, just my brain just cut off. But just letting you guys know that every single facet that entertainment does, it all builds up from an everyday aspect of life. And that's why I'm trying to go in the entertainment industry, to be different, to show you that everything is connected to connectivity. Remembering where you come from, where you've been, and where you're standing now. Because every single part of the journey is a form of storytelling in some way or form. You got to remember that. This is Angelo Bash. I'm signing off. But check me out on my Instagram and TikTok. I'm blowing up there, both of them. So just, like I said, if you guys got a copy of my book, please read it and let me know your thoughts by writing me a review on any of the sites that you bought the book. This book is going to be, and I'm probably going to start doing some touring for the book once I get some of the stuff figured out. But hope you guys are enjoying your day. Stay blessed. And remember, you matter. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.